What is up everyone, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another episode of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. My name is MW3 and in today's video we'll be having a quick look at the tips and tricks that I would suggest you guys using when jumping into the new Elder Dark Aether. Now, let's be honest guys, it is a difficult one. It's a difficult one when it comes down to being solo, so I hope this guide is really here to help you guys how to navigate it and how to make it as easy as possible. Now, the only two things that you need to craft or obtain are the dead wire detonation as well as the mags of holding. Now, everything else is just standard things that I wouldn't necessarily expect you guys to craft or wait for. So, for example, we'll be just going into the game with the standard stuff. So, no golden armor plates, no Aether blades, and no wonder weapons. So, these are the things that we'll probably be looking at to make the most out of. Even though it hasn't necessarily been a successful run, this one, I hope the purpose of the video is to be as educative as possible for you guys and to make the most of it in knowing what to take into your next game. So, with that being said, the first thing that I'm gonna have to mention is a credit to Donuts, a video that he has uploaded no long ago, and that is regarding the Molotov cocktails. Now, this kind of grenade, it's one of the probably most overpowered things right now when used with the dead wire detonator, and just kind of to give you the context of it, whenever you're throwing that on the floor, it kind of connects to all the other zombies in the area. So it's definitely something that I would recommend using, and also because we're at this part of the tacticals, I would suggest just taking the decoys with you as well as termites. Now the termites will be used for the bounty mission, which we'll get to into a second, but for the purpose of your backpack, I would suggest having the Molotovs, the termites and the decoys. Now moving on to the second part of what we need to be aware of, and that's the order of which you have to do the missions. I personally prefer doing the Outlast first, simply because the leg that you obtain after this allows you to move quicker, and it also gives you the kind of prior freeze when shooting zombies. Now this is really important because whenever you get to your escort mission, that's where you want zombies to be the slowest. So combined with the dead wire, I think this is where you have to be kind of a bit savvy. Now also, whenever you're going on to the bounty mission after this one, you're just allowing yourself to run faster, which makes the bounty to be slightly easier. Right, so just a few of the stuff here that has happened. As you guys can see, it's pretty manic when you put the grenade launcher with the dead wire. I think it's really important to also note, when you do use this combo, make sure you have the napalm burst as ammo mode, because this is what detonates the dead wire. It has to be explosive rounds, so in order to make the most of it, just make sure to have this on your grenade launcher. Right. Also, for the transparency of this video, you'll be seeing that also on my weapon I will have the napalm burst. It's something that probably won't activate as much, but you'll see here and there that it's kind of pulling out some dead wire connections. I don't think it's anything to do with the actual dead wire mode, and it's just kind of something to do with your elemental pop, but it goes without saying that it definitely works with the grenade launcher and whatever kind of produces fire or causes an explosion. So just bear that in mind. Don't take it for granted if you have munition that has explosive runs. Right. And for the other items in your inventory, I would suggest packing yourself with as many self-revives as you can. I usually go for 4 plus 1, the one that you're kind of equipped with, and then either monkey bombs or Casimir's. Those are really key for your escort mission, so just make sure to have a few of those in order to take some of the heat away. As you guys can see, this is where termites are coming in handy. Unfortunately, I missed this last shot, but whenever it comes to the actual bounty, you're probably gonna find yourself in a much quicker position to just throw the thermite away and deal with the damage per head. And again, it's one of those things that it's probably the easiest to kind of do when you're looking at a bounty. So even if you don't have a strong weapon, I would suggest making sure to have enough termites to take on the bounty. Also, the other thing that is probably worth mentioning, you can try the grenade launcher against the bounty. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that much effect, so just bear that in mind. If you're relying on it to make damage and get a kill, you might stay here for a while. Okay, so we are nearly there. Unfortunately, had to go down. So let's just continue to blast this. It's pretty amazing, I have to say, the fact that the dead wire works so well with the grenade launcher. It's just one of those things when I remember in Season 2 Reloaded, when I was playing with the grenade launcher and went inside the infested mole. It was pretty cool to see that it was very efficient, so now having the dead wire mode as well on it, it just makes you know, things a lot easier. Okay, I'll try to clear some of this away. Okay, and the last mission is the escort. Annoyingly, whenever you're kind of on foot and you don't have any wonder weapons, you're kind of finding yourself that you have to travel quite far. So just make sure you can cut all the you know, all the edges of the map. Try to use your parachute as much as possible, because this is probably going to take you from A to B the fastest. Now, when it comes down to the escort, the good thing is that it kind of finishes next to where the island is and where your final boss is as well. So you don't necessarily have to worry that you have to travel far away. But between the bounty and the escort, there is actually quite some way between them, and that's kind of the only downside that you might see yourself losing the most time in. Now, I'm sure many of you will say that it's better to do the bounty first and then the outlet, because you have the rope that connects the islands. Yes and no, I just find myself in a much easier position after doing the outlets, so I guess it's personal preference, but in my case this kind of worked always best. Alright, so let's pop a decoy. Even though it's not necessarily very strong, the decoy kind of does its thing, so takes some of the zombies away, which is always handy. And there we go. This is also the power of the Molotov. So it's quite interesting with the Molotovs, guys, because you're covering a fairly wide area, and I would suggest whenever you're obtaining your mags of holding or even the dead wire, to kind of give it a go. If you have the dead wire case, definitely equip it and go after your Elder Sigil. It's super fun, and even in those missions in the other Dark Acres from the previous seasons, he is actually making things a lot a lot easier. Okay, so our escort is taking quite a bit of damage. Doesn't look pretty good. Also in this run, guys, I'm using the PDSW. The main reason I'm oscillating between Reneti and PDSW right now is simply because of the fire rate. Given that the last boss, it's a Disciple, one of the things that works really well with Disciples in general, it's a weapon that has a quick fire rate. That's simply because you shoot very much firing all those quick rounds towards the head, and that makes the boss go out quicker. So this is why I'm oscillating to these two weapons. So if you guys have any other weapons that you're playing with and you have found some really good results towards the final boss, we'd love to hear from you. I mean, it goes without saying that the community has been absolutely amazing recently, so I can't thank you guys enough. So again, if you do have any suggestions on this front, do let me know. I will have to try the crossbow. It's definitely on my list, and I think in one of the next videos we'll definitely pair it with the grenade launcher and the dead wire mode. So stay tuned for that one, because I'm sure it's going to be an absolute gorgeous episode. But for the time being, let's see if we can survive this escort. Yeah, it's pretty tight, so I don't have high hopes of this. There we go, the nuke. Pretty slim, guys, but I think we will either way go onto the small island, because there might be something we could do about the spores. One of you guys have commented on the video and have suggested that if you're using your PhD float and jump next to one of the spores, they should transform them and basically allow you to destroy them. So we'll try this and see how it goes. It's unfortunate that we couldn't finish the escort, but at least this gives us the chance of trying this. And there you go. Actually worked. Well, there we have it, guys. Thanks so much, dude, for mentioning this into the comment section. Big shout out to you, and you know, it's definitely something that you guys should try. I do have to mention, however, it's important to know that you need all the free contract limbs in your inventory before you do this. If you do not have either of them kind of collected, this won't work. So it's very important to have all three with you and give this a go afterwards. So just to kind of recap, that means that you have to have your Outlast contract done, your bounty contract and your escort not finished, but at least you have collected the first item that appears when you're activating the mission. Right, so we are not dealing too much damage here. I'm not sure about you guys, but so far this has been definitely the hardest boss to beat in the Elder Dark Aether, especially when you're playing solo, and you know, even more so when you don't have any wonder weapons. He definitely adds having more kind of power-ups whenever you're killing zombies, but still, like having three mini bosses being spawned every time when you're breaking those defenses, it makes things a lot difficult. And you know, paired also with the fact that you're not having too much time on this small island, it doesn't really help. So yeah, but we'll get that soon, guys. I'm sure we'll come up with a really good strategy soon enough to take him down. But this is definitely one of the things that I do hope you guys will enjoy. The grenade launcher with the dead wire mode and the mags of holding. I mean, it's just to show that it's not impossible, but you know, you just have to have some sort of a strategy when jumping in. I don't think you need all the bells and whistles or the gizmos to make this work, but you definitely need at least the dead wire and the mags of holding. Okay, where is this guy? Yeah, I don't think we got a chance, guys. So we run out of time as well. So I think we just have to exfil, guys, but there we have it. At least we tried. We went in without any wonder weapons, without any crazy equipment, and we still managed to exfil in one piece. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support, guys. It goes without saying that the community has grown. Thank you all for your support, and see you in the next video soon.